I don't know what to say. I've experienced a great shift. I'm kind of in shock about it. And my dreams gave me some good good experiences and carefree and loving. I saw my parents and Tristan coming to the hotel where I'm staying to get me, but I'm in it's like an hour northwest of an hour and a half northwest of Asheville. I was headed to Asheville, and um, I was so tired. I should have driven the next day. Um, I was in a event. I was in the middle of nowhere. I didn't even have service, and I didn't leave there until 10, and I knew I had a 3-hour ride to Asheville, and I thought just stay the next day. I'd already packed up my tent. I was planning on leaving earlier, but things just kind of, I was feeling a lot of emotions in my body. The volunteer stuff wasn't coordinated very greatly in the kitchen, and I had to take a lot of, like, you kind of have to take leadership in those times and step up and do more work sometimes that they need because there's not enough help. And so I experienced other people's energies affecting me because they didn't know how to handle all of the responsibilities that they were given that day. They didn't know how it had been going for the past however long because they were just given responsibility that day. So I picked up some energies in my body and I needed release. I had worked a long time for the 2 days. So I went running around and I did a round off and just doing things like that. And I actually landed really, really badly on my right knee and it cracked really loud. And now I'm like, I have a little bit of swollen knee. You can't really tell, but so that happened and just kind of like, whoa, shook me. Of course, another thing that shook me was my getting pulled over on my way to this event a week before. And I was really emotional. I was going through a really emotional time. Like, it's been like really emotional since I've gotten back from India. Like, wanting to have stayed there and like, what am I doing? What do I do? I want community. I want the things that make me feel alive and adventure and connecting to the spirit and the truth and doing yoga and it was really hard to leave and I just want more travels and more soul journeying, more learning, more growing. So I've just been exploring vulnerability and getting out of my comfort zone and let me see if I have a napkin. I don't. Okay, I do, thank God. And and it's been scary. It's scary to peel back more layers of the onion and be vulnerable with those new raw pieces. So that was the challenge I was facing, going to connection, and I felt a lot of resistance. And before I went, there was a part of me that was like, "You shouldn't go," and it was a weird part of me that was like, you might die. I thought if I was driving there, I might die. It was really weird. And then I went to the grocery store and I was like, this is just fear. Just go. And I'm really glad I did. It was amazing. It was like awakening and healing and beautiful and like everything that I would ever want, and really depressing at the same time that it would have to end. But on the way there, I was just emotional, going through some stuff and screaming in my car like I do. That's where my safe space is. And just feeling that resistance, not wanting to feel it. And I ended up being really tired as well. And went 70, not at 55, because it turned into 55 like really fast and to a new interstate. So I got pulled over and got a ticket, and I was like really distraught because I'm already dealing with stuff. I'm already having to do community service to pay off another accident before India. Like, what's going on? I haven't had, like, tickets. I haven't had accidents in 10 years since I've been driving. Like, what's going on? What is, like, and it's, okay, so, last night, I was leaving the festival, and, you know, even throughout my ride home, I was by myself, and, I was tired a few times. I was like, you should stop somewhere and sleep. And then a few times I actually swerved, and one of the times it was kind of scary. I actually swerved and a truck was going by, and I almost hit the truck. And I was like, okay, you're awake. That this was your wake up call. Like, you almost hit this truck. You're awake. You're gonna be awake. You have an hour and a half to go. You can do this. Let's do this. But the voice in my head that was saying, like, I don't think you can make it an hour and a half. Like, I really don't. You're really tired. I don't think you could do it. But I don't know why. I didn't know where to go. I was like, just stop. This was my thought right before it happened. And I don't think I finished my thought. Of course, it finished in my head, but, like, it didn't actually finish, because my thought that wanted to be had was just pull over the side of the road and sleep for 20 minutes or something, like, do something. But before that thought could finish, I, like, was jolted, and suddenly, like, crashed into the wall, the median. And it was like, like, whoa, you never expect to get in a crash. You don't. And not in an instant where you don't feel like you're actually, like, I didn't feel like I had fallen asleep. I just had a thought. It wasn't that I fell asleep. It was so crazy. Like, a thought, and then bam. And I was disoriented like hell. I had hit my head, and my belly hurt from the seatbelt. My car was just shaking, and I was able to pull it off to the side of the road, and just sit there, and I had, like, completely ruined the left side of my car, and I had a flat tire, and I just sat there. By this time it was midnight, and I was like, what do I do? And now I'm into the unknown again. I don't have a car, and I have my backpack, and I'm over here, and I'm gonna figure out a way to get to where I need to go and do my community service in Atlanta and come back and live in Asheville, where the community is that I need to heal and to be happy and not be depressed, and just, like, express myself and take that leap of faith. And the mission is to embrace who I am and to love who I am. And I was realizing yesterday, like, it's not that the sad feelings or the insecurities or those things would be gone, but it's that I love myself even still, and that is a whole different feeling that I was experiencing, that I was holding this tension in my body, but that I loved myself even still, which is a new experience for me. And that's the only thing that I can do through this, is to love myself, even though I'm really disappointed in myself for not listening to that voice that told me to stop. So I don't want to tell my parents. In my dream, my parents came, but I don't want to tell them. I don't want to worry them. I hit my head really hard. It hurts at my temp, whatever it's called. It's like all swollen and just really sore. I don't think I can even chew food. But I'm not gonna take, like, pain medicine for it. I just, like, the thought of telling my parents kills me, because I'm nomadic and I haven't told them. Like, I haven't talked to them in a week since I've been gone, and Um, and I'm 3 months away from my sister's 10-year anniversary of passing. And it hurts to talk a little bit sometimes with my head, but and she died on impact in her car accident, hitting her head. And I just like was imagining like the vision of seeing her in the hospital with like the bump on her head, and thinking about how I really could have died. And I always told myself that would never happen because it's already happened to one. And I know I'm protected and I know the angels are watching me, but thank God. There was a lot of cars on the highway, and right when that happened to me, like, there wasn't one, and we were going 70 miles per hour. Someone could have hit me from the back. Like, I don't know, it could have been so much worse if there wasn't a median. I would have gone to the other side of the road and done exactly what she had done. And flipped over and you know, I don't know, I just have a lot of emotions, and it's like, it was hard to wake up in the morning and face my life. But thank God I have supportive friends, and like my practice yoga and like crying and music. And I've heard twice now in the past 2 days things get worse on their way to getting better, and I know that. And it just feels really shitty lately. like they're on their way to getting so much better that it's like the police wants to stop you. It's like getting pulled over twice within 3 months for speeding, and then for the accident, and then this time with this policeman who was so kind to me and drove me to a hotel, and this guy who offered to let me stay in his room and get an extra bed, and I'm just gonna have to keep trusting and